Hello, everybody. This is Social Sonia, and today we are here again talking about how to look for opportunities and how to make the best out of the situation that we are going through COVID-19 and these difficult times for so many businesses. But there are so many brilliant people out there that are thinking outside the box and are ready to share their ideas and creativity of how to actually make this time better for you and your business and your family. So today I'm with Camelia Britton, and Kamelia and I, we go way back. We know each other for a very long time. And right now, Camelia is working on a few different projects and things that are related to COVID-19 and how, and I want actually her to share with us on how she is helping herself, her own business, and businesses of, local businesses in her area. So welcome, Camelia. I'm super happy to have you.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to help.
Yes, and tell me a little bit about, so everybody get to know you a little better. Tell me about what you're doing right now, a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm basically, I was a nurse, and then I became a travel blogger and influencer online on Instagram. And then I became an Instagram coach and business coach. So I've, kind of transitioned all through everything. So I have a medical background, with all this COVID craziness, as an RN. And then also, like I said, I quit my job to pursue my travel blog and became really successful. And then, I became more successful than I ever was as a nurse, which was amazing. And so, used that knowledge of what I learned about building a business online to then start coaching other people and having them like with an 8-week business coaching program and Instagram coaching and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I've been doing now for the past 4 years. I started back in 2016. I quit my nursing job in 2018, which was amazing. And so, but I'll always be a nurse. I'm still licensed. And then, I've been really, built my brand. My brand's now completely built, which is amazing. And so I thought I could just basically either just continue to build my brand, or I could really start helping other people build their brand. So my brand's already established and built. There's not much else for me to do to keep building it. Right. So I've been really branching out into helping others build their personal brand online and really like connecting with their unique story and, really helping them stand out online, because really, we talk about the why, but I have like a whole process that I do that really digs into people's heart. Like we get out of the head, we do like a big brain dump. We get out of the head and get all that out of the way. And then we connect with your heart. And so your heart is like where the true story is and where your why really lies. And so we kind of do like a little meditation kind of thing, and we get in there and people love it. Like they've cried, they've connected, like whatever, but we connect really heavily into their why and their story and like what makes them amazing and unique out of billions of people on Instagram. And then we really tap into that and get clear on their message and then who they want to be talking to and all that kind of stuff. So it's been amazing. I've loved it. I enjoy it. I love, my big thing is I get so much out of empowering other people and just watching them blossom into their own personal brand and feeling just really rooted in it has been amazing for me. So it's been an awesome transition. Yeah. So thank you.
I love it very much. And who would you say is your right now perfect ideal client that you actually love working before and during this time?
Yes. So basically someone who's been trying to do it on their own. They've been trying to figure out Instagram. They may have taken a couple of courses or whatever, and they're just kind of over it. Like the courses don't really laser in on them, so you can only get so much out of a course, right? But when you have someone who's done it and done it and done it and done the framework and all that kind of stuff that can say, this is what works for your niche and this is what works for you personally, like Sonia. And so a lot of my clients are excited to find me because a lot of Instagram influencers or whatever don't offer one-on-one. They offer courses and things like that. And I actually do offer one-on-one. So a lot of them have tried this course, they've done that course, and they're like, yeah, we got value, but and then they're ready to just laser in on them. Like, okay, we know this, we know that, but what about this? So I'm really great at like extracting that story and that why and getting just really honing in on that, helping them with, exciting taglines and helping them through and kind of just holding their hand into like, what is like the anatomy of a post, like how to make a great post. Right. And I have like something called Grow, right? It goes much deeper than that, but it's called Grow. And it's like grab attention, be real and authentic, give outstanding value, and connect with your why. So that's my Grow method. It goes so much deeper than that. And there's so much more to it, but the basic, principles of it. And then I have the 5 principles, which are the 5 P's, which are, of course, there's passion. We start with that always. And then we connect with your purpose. And then after that, I call it proficiency. And that's all like the how and the what and the technical part, hashtags and whatever that everybody wants to know. And then we go to profit, which profit is always weaved into the program from the day one, once we kind of figure out your why and all that. And then we have prosperity, is like how to continue to create content for this endless machine of Instagram without burning out, right? Because creator burnout is real. And if you've been on Instagram, I've been posting every day for like 4 years. You just run out of things to say, right? So we set you up for the marathon, not the race. It's obviously not a get rich quick, but it's more brand building for the long haul, because we're in this for long term. Like everyone that I work with is like, they want to just build a solid brand. They want to know, what works, what doesn't work, how to really stand out online, to really just like portray their message fully. And like when you really connect and this is your why and your story, you have no problem being confident online and sharing that. Like I've seen my little, I have a couple of blogger girls that were beauty bloggers, and they were trying to do it themselves, and they were just kind of frustrated, and then kind of just posting this and posting that. And now, after going through my program, she's completely I see her just growing and blossoming into herself. She found and connected with her thing, and now she's like getting sassier, and, clarity creates confidence, right? So clarity creates confidence. And when you just know exactly what you're doing, who you're talking to, all that stuff, once you get super clear, then you can come forth with so much confidence, because you just know that, and that's it. And then after confidence, we have consistency. So yeah, clarity, confidence, and consistency. I have all my little,
I love it. It's a way to remember things, a way to stand out, a way to make more appealing for people can have certain ways to what to go through in order to accomplish results they want. So I absolutely love this, little methodology you put into your programs. And we did talk about, me and you probably a little bit about right now connecting and really be, authentic, even this during this time. So there are certain things that people right now obviously have fears and thinking, how will their business take off from here? Like what will happen, right? But there are certain times now that we have time more than ever. There are certain things we can still do, and we can still serve our audience. We can still bring value. So let's go back and talk about a little bit about, how to really connect and how to be authentic yourself, and how to really think about outside of the box. And I really want to use few ideas for certain niches, how they can actually pull this together and still, during this time where we are waiting, still make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, I have been, connecting with my audience in numerous ways. My account on Instagram is The Hackerette, like travel hackers. So yeah, if you want to see me there, what I've been doing, you can see the progression, right? So when I personally started out, when this started, kind of coming to be, the first thing I did was, I'm a blogger and an influencer. So the first thing I did was I wrote a blog post sharing my top trusted immune boosting supplements. And then, as you know, but I'll share here, last year, I was actually diagnosed with a rare breast cancer. And so in July of last year. And so I went through 16 rounds of chemo. I just had surgery on Friday to remove the tissue out of my breast that was affected. So I'm no stranger to immune boosting supplements, like going through chemo, you have to watch your immune system. So first thing first was, how can I serve? So that was like the first thing on my mind. And also being a nurse, how can I serve my audience with what is happening now? Right. My brain's always going to like, what value can I give to them? And so the first thing I did was write a blog post about immune boosting supplements. And shared that. Then the next thing I did, I'll have to look actually so I get it in order. Let me see. I know exactly what I did, but I'm not sure in which order. Okay. Then after that, after the immune boosting supplements, I started a gratitude chain. I said, you know, how can we be grateful during these times? Like, how can we all be grateful? This is like a time where everyone's in panic and fear. Let's choose love over fear. And let's start a gratitude chain right here, right now. Right. So that was the second thing that I did. The next thing that I did was just, you know, connect with my audience. And I just said, how are you doing? How are you doing? Like, let's just talk about it, you know? And, you know, I just kind of said, how are you doing? What else? And I said, how can I support you during this time? And I said, I already have lots of, you know, wellness things coming up for you, but what else do you need help with? Right. And so I just asked my audience, I'm connecting with them, asking them, how can I serve you right now? Like, what do you want from me right now? And I have these ideas. Does that sound good to you or whatever? So, you know, talking to them and communicating. And then the next post that I did was a free meditation workshop where I use this, you know, to serve. And I also use this to gather people to my email list, like to get, you know, people on there. So what I did was I said, it's a free meditation workshop. It's virtual, of course. You know, basically it's going to be on Zoom. You have to sign up using the link in my bio to receive the Zoom link. So I basically took 10 minutes. I set up a splash page and basically sent people there. I got, you know, 30 new emails of people. And then you know, however many showed up, like, I think only like 7 showed up, but I got 30 new emails. Right. So that was cool. In 10 minutes, you know what I mean? That's pretty cool. So that was the next thing that I did. Yeah. And then, so that was the next thing that I did. And then basically after that, because I'm an influencer and a blogger and I do a lot of sponsored content. So I thought to myself, like, let's be honest, like, do people want to see sponsored content right now or not? But I also get paid to post sponsored content, like I have almost 200,000 followers. And so I get paid, you know, a lot of money to sponsor brands that I actually know, like, and trust and love. Like, I never, ever post anything that, you know, I don't know, like, and trust myself and use myself. But like, I just was wondering, like, how is this going to fly with my audience? My audience comes first and foremost, like, no matter what. Right. So I had already spoken with the brand and I had already put all of my campaigns on hold due to the virus once this happened. And they were totally fine with that. And I just said, you know, my audience comes first. And then I just went into my stories and it's all there. I actually saved it in a story highlight under #ads ? It's in like a story highlight if you wanted to see what I actually did with my own audience, which you can replicate for your own audience with your business. Right. So I basically went into stories and I just said, so I'm like, hey, like, there's something that's really been weighing on my heart right now. You know, how do you guys feel about sponsored content right now? Like, how are you feeling? I mean, knowing that this is my job and I am a small business and this is how how I'm supported and how I'm working. This is my version of work from home. So how do you feel about me posting sponsored content right now? Let's just open up the conversation. And I put a question box and I just asked them and I was just ready for whatever came. I had no idea how they were going to respond. They actually responded, to my delight, wildly supportive, super excited about just, yes, you do you work. Oh my God, this is your thing. We need some normalcy. Yes, it was basically a resounding yes. Like, I have the post here and then I post that on the feed as well. So they said, yes, bring normalcy back, but stay true and authentic. I believe it'll be good. Like, responses like this. And then, you know, oh, you work so hard. I trust you'll be mindful with it. You do you, go for it. Like, just tons of messages like this. And then I posted this on the feed and I said, dear creators, you know, if you're having resistance right now to posting sponsored content, why not have like an open conversation with your audience, you know, and just in like urging, and then showing the screenshots of like all that, you know, was said with mine. And so I think that was kind of like it was kind of like, let's address the elephant in the room, you know? And so I kind of did it and paved the way for like other people to do it. And I think anyone should have an open conversation with their audience right now, because it's much better to know, you know, and you can do it in stories. You don't have to do it. You can do it privately, right? You can just put a question box and then only you see the answers. You don't have to share them. I chose to, because I wanted to show them, you know, that they were supportive. And like, if there were any trolls or anyone said, you know, and I also did a story poll of like post as normal or wait it out. And 94%, I think it was, said post as normal, right? So have a conversation, like get really authentic and open with your audience. Like authenticity is of utmost importance right now, completely. Like now is the time to be authentic, to connect, to see how you can serve, right? So then my next post was, of course, I had surgery for breast cancer on Friday. So then my next post was me announcing that I beat cancer. Yay, I'm in remission. So woo, we celebrated that. And then my post today was, tomorrow I'll be hosting a virtual pajama party with Vital Proteins, the brand. They have about 500,000 followers on their account, and I'll be doing a takeover there, supporting their audience on the Wellness from Home campaign. So I'm going to be giving a talk basically on a live stream there tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. tomorrow, or PST, 8 a.m. PST, California time. And I'm going to be talking about growth mindset, coping with stress while working from home, and things like that, basically, because working from home is new for a lot of people right now, right?
Absolutely.
And so and I've been running an online business from home for about 4 years now. So I'm sharing my morning routine, what works for me. I'm also going to be talking about how we can reframe our mindset about challenges to see them as personal growth, you know, and stuff like that. So I'm supporting, you know, Vital Proteins on their accounts. And I posted about, hey, I sent my audience there because I'm going to be doing a takeover there. So, you know, there's a lot of things I've already done despite battling cancer. Like I've already been supporting my audience in all these ways, and my clients. Like I've been doing Instagram coaching, and a lot of people are kind of coming on board because they're wanting to move to the online space, or they're having a consult with me about, you know, ideas about pivoting right now. Like for instance, like a chiropractor friend of mine booked a consult with me, and he was just like, what do I do? Like, I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. Like, obviously it's a hands-on job. And I said, okay, cool. Let's brainstorm this. Right. So we talked it through, and I'm like, okay, you're a doctor. Like you have so much knowledge about the spine and the back and health. And, you know, can you, you know, people, your regular patients, they want to still see you, but can you give them exercises for their back at home to keep their backs healthy while they're working at home? Can you do like posture assessments or work environment assessments? Can you do something? Let's think outside of the box here, right? So you really have to start just to get creative and just think about what people need from you, like right now. Like, what do they need from you right now? What are they doing? And everyone's a little different, but we're all kind of in this together the same. Like a lot of people are working from home. They're dealing with homeschool with kids. They've never worked at home before, so they don't even know how that works, right? So you want to like think outside the box and think about yourself. Like, what would you need from you right now in this situation? Like, what would you need? What would you want to give, right? Or even asking or polling your audience. Again, I'm all about talking to your audience and asking them what they need. But I'm also happy to like brainstorm with you if you want to do like a consult, right? So, and again, estheticians, lash girls, you know, they're now pivoting to, you know, doing affiliate links basically, you know, for the products that they recommend. Everyone is a creator and everyone has an audience. If you have a Facebook or an Instagram, you have an audience. I don't care if you have 100 followers, that is an audience. If you had 100 people sitting in a room, how would you feel? Like you're speakers and whatever, right? So if you had 100 people sitting in the room, that's an audience, right? So why is it any different to have 100 followers as an audience on Instagram? You know what I mean? So if you're really solving a problem, like say you're a beauty blogger and you're solving the problem of, I can't get my lashes done right now, right? You're a lash technician yourself, and you can't do lashes right now. Like, well, guess what? There is something called the magnetic lash liner, and actually works really well. I actually ordered it myself because I wasn't able to get my lash extensions filled, and everyone's like, so, you know, it's not that that's a big deal, but it is a problem, right? So it's like a silly problem.
It is a big deal for many people that, you know, many women that want to be, you know, and
you want to feel normal.
Makes you feel good, yes.
Exactly. So she basically set up an affiliate link with like the lash liner system, and she's posting it. People are buying it because that solves the problem, right? So what problems can you solve in your business that might be outside of the box? And like, maybe it's counterintuitive. Like maybe, oh, the lash people are going to stay with the magnetic lashes. Probably not. It's more of a band-aid. You know what I mean? If people like having their extensions, there's a certain kind of person that likes having their lash extensions, right? So, you know, it's not that they're not going to come back to you, but in the meantime, it's another way you can pivot. And, you know, instead of pausing, you can just pivot to the thing that they're going to need. How do you solve it in another way?
I absolutely love all these ideas. First of all, where you started about, making your own little content plan of
Mm-hmm.
what is now, what can people relate to, right?
Yes.
You need to reinvent yourself a little bit and start talking about something that you already have experience. You yourself went through things that can help right now other people, how to build immunity, right? Then you talk about
Exactly.
grateful. I'm sure that you went through all kind of things, being more grateful last year and, this year, obviously. So these kind of things that we already have, that we already worked on ourselves, that we can share with our people. So that's me. That means bringing people value, and nothing is small. Even the lady that is selling lashes, for somebody, this is so important now, because right now they have a stress of not everything is closed, everything is abnormal, and people have stress. Maybe those lashes will really make them happy and make them feel, hey,
Yeah.
I can feel the way I want to feel, right?
Yes,
So even
exactly.
little things like that, even if you're making nails, which is not necessity, but for somebody it is, just to feel, themselves. So I
Exactly.
totally, absolutely understand what you're saying, and I love that you were able to, look up into every business and say, okay, what are your skills? What are your qualities? What else can you teach somebody? Carpenters, in the case you were talking about, or doctor, can you teach about how people can do their massage, or maybe movement, certain movements every day to help the pain or things like that. Yes, he may even have a different coaching over the Zoom or things like that, but
Exactly.
also he will build audience as he is
Yeah.
using this time to wait for his
Yeah.
office to be open, right? This is
If nothing else,
fantastic.
yeah, if nothing else, it just strengthens your authority, right? If you have
Absolutely.
more to give than only physical, if you have more education to give, if nothing else happens and you make no money, this is a time that you can just build your online authority and keep strengthening your online accounts through Instagram or social media or whatever that it is. Like, it's time to market yourself, right, as an authority. So showing up more online, sharing your knowledge, and you'll be surprised what happens. And then, the more you show up and keep doing that, because you have the time now, because you're not a chiropractor adjusting people every day, have this hour, all these hours to go create this content, or to share, to ask and say, what do you guys need right now? And then, but a lot of times people don't know what they need. So it's up to you to kind of think about, what could I do to help in this situation that we could have never foreseen. Right. And so basically, maybe you do like 5 exercises to do at home, get these people on your email list or whatever. Right. I don't know, but it's like, there's always something to do. Like, there's always some way to give in a new way, right? We just haven't thought about it yet. But instead of just sitting around and panicking, that is not the good use of your time. You definitely need to basically start thinking outside of the box. It's time, because this is going to go on for a while. We just surpassed the USA just surpassed all of the other countries with the amount of cases. So
Yes.
that just happened on today. So we're in this, right? So we can sit and cry about it, or we can stand up and say, what can we do? What can we do? Right. And panic is not going to serve anybody. We got to choose love over fear always. And we basically need to just get more clarity.
Absolutely. And I love that you share one very important point. Right now, everybody's like, should you sell? Should you not sell? This is horrible. Oh, this is amazing. You should keep going. You should absolutely not do this. This is like you're profiting over people's fear. So let's talk about that. And I love that you, ask your audience, what do you guys think? And I'm sure they said, no, absolutely not, that you will not do that. So you are so connected with your audience that you trusted that you can ask them and they will tell you exactly what to do, right? So they said, okay, yes, absolutely. We want to see this as a normal thing. We want to, keep economy going. We want to do whatever we can to get it going. And I see, I was reading somebody's post and they said, what did you purchase or something? What did you buy? And I saw the crazy amount of things people are buying right now online.
Oh yeah,
Training.
people are spending money.
Right. So I saw this woman, but like a humongous box of like candies she never had before. I mean, just to try out, things like that. So that you never you think like, oh wow, people will not buy this. Yes, they will, because right now they're spending time to educate themselves, to even reskill themselves. So they will buy your program on Instagram, on Pinterest, on even how to set up your business, how to set up WordPress, how to write a blog, how to how to make a live video or video. So this is the time when you can actually go ahead and, again, offer and see, and as you mentioned, get them in with little, free, that you can right now give a value. This is a good time to do it right now. If you want to give it, for free, something that what you mentioned before, You will not do this for free before, but now you feel like generous, you want to do this. But again, you in 10 minutes were able to get 30 emails. How much does it cost to get an email, right? If you're running ads, right? So this is just perspective, guys. If you are thinking, well, this is so shame that she's trying to sell. No, I think it's amazing. It's opening the door for other people
great. Yeah.
that want to sell, and people are buying. People are buying. People want to be sold. And I believe that if there is a solution and there is an offer, right? And if you can give a solution to somebody, you should go for it. Love that you connected with the brand that can serve their audience, which means the brands are looking to help out and they're willing to pay for those kind of things. So here's a fantastic idea. So let's talk about a few tips that for people that are working from home. And I have been working from home since 2015 myself. And I know that at the very beginning, even though I do forget that all the challenges I went through, I mean, those challenges are real. I had just had a baby, and you falls, and then you have a baby crying, and you have all kind of things that it's absolutely mind blowing. That at the time I was even very fearful to say out I'm working from home and have baby crying, because I felt like if I say this, I will mean less than somebody else, because people will not want it. So it took me a very long time to admit that I actually have kids, and they might even show up on video while we're having a coaching call.
Exactly.
Once I got over that fear, I was simply myself. I said, if this is bothering you, we can work together. So again, let's talk about some challenges we have when we work from home. And what are some things, like, for example, somebody said, hey, if you have some, and this is for, it goes along with being an influencer and showing up and helping people, meaning if your story can help on how to work from home, you can even write this article for, very known, media outlets. So something that if you can even, get this opportunity to actually show up more in media and become more known by sharing something you really are doing. In your case, it will come very natural and easy because you have been doing this for many, many years. So let's talk about a few ideas. What can we do from home, or how to prepare?
Right. And like I said, I've spent 4 years showing up and nurturing my audience and giving them value. So they're used to that from me. So when I asked them a question, they all supported me resoundingly. Right. So this is the time to connect. Right. And so, with tomorrow with Vital Protein, some tips that I'm giving, just said, working from home is new for a lot of us, and I've been running an online business for a while now, but like basically I'm going to first address like the elephant in the room, right? It's like we're dealing with a crisis on top of everything, trying to work from home and maybe even homeschooling, right? And so things are tough right now. And, like I said, I know a thing or two about coping with unexpected stress, right? So it's and so basically I'm sharing what's worked for me. So the biggest thing is reframing my mindset, right? And so I was basically, when I got diagnosed, I was basically, living my dream. And then I got, a crazy, cancer diagnosis, right? And so that was completely unexpected. That was obviously not part of my 5-year plan, right? So it's like, did anybody else have their 5-year plan ruined with COVID? Yes, we all did, right? So, so I mean, basically, after I came down from the shock, I basically said, I can choose. I get to fully, I can surrender to the process and choose to see what I was here to learn, right? So for the past 8 months of treatment, I basically, decided challenges are here to teach us, right? And so they're opportunities for growth, but of course they're in disguise because anything else would be too easy, right? So, basically, like, what kind of challenges are we, dealing with today? Like all these new challenges, like that we never expected, and so if we acknowledge them and realize they're that some things are out of our control, but now we're focusing on what we can control, which is our mindset, right? So taking a step back and, looking within and realizing, with no judgment, like asking yourself, what are these challenges here to teach me right now? Is there something that I've been neglecting without realizing it, maybe my own self-care, that was a big one for me with cancer, so how can we fully surrender and choose to see these challenges as opportunities for growth, right? So for me personally, the cancer was a message to slow down and love harder and deeper and live with appreciation and all that stuff. So you know, basically now, so I reframing my mindset is like the first and foremost thing. And then basically my morning routine is, you know, how I get going for the day. Right. And so when I first wake up, I'll go have my matcha. I'll quickly skim to steam. Do you have matcha? Do you like matcha?
Matcha, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
matcha's so good. I switched from coffee like a while back.
This is for me green tea right now. I actually
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, so then after my matcha, I'll quickly skim to see like what's on the agenda for the day and if there are like any urgent emails. And then that allows me to like not to stress so I can go and get my workout in, right? And so then basically I'll go do a workout in my garage, but you guys can do a free YouTube workout or ClassPass. So I'm actually on ClassPass and they have a lot of free workouts right now too. So grab a free workout, get it done right in the morning, like first thing before you get going with your day, right? Because it's like you got to just get it out of the way and you're just going to feel so much better when you do it in the morning, right? Yeah. And I also have a mini trampoline that I use that I jump on. So
I love it.
I'll use a mini trampoline that like, and that can fit anywhere, right? Anyone can fit a mini trampoline in their house. And there's one on Amazon that I bought that was like $65, right? So I'll jump around and do that. It's good for like lymphatic drainage and it boosts your mood and everything. I'll put on like my 4 or 5 favorite songs, jump around, all that stuff. So instant mood booster. And then my body breaks the sweat for the day. After that, I'll hop in the shower. And then that's when the ideas come flowing for me. Like when I hop in the shower, like that's whenever the ideas, right? So, oh my God. So let them flow. You're feeling good. You got your mood boosted from exercise, and then go and get all those ideas written down, right? Let them flow, get them down. And then once you're caught up with your brain dump, then I set my alarm for like 5 minutes of meditation. And then basically I'll go within and I'll set my like phone and then I'll meditate for 5 minutes. And then once that 5 minutes is done, then I'll see if I want to go another 5 minutes or if I'm like done. Right. So, but like it takes the pressure off. So the 5-minute rule is like, it just takes the pressure off of like, oh my God, I have to sit here for 20 minutes. Right. When you're like stressed out about sitting somewhere for 20 minutes, your brain's not going to calm. But when you're like, okay, I'm only doing this for 5 minutes. Right. And it's going to be over. So then you actually will go deeper, right? Because then the pressure's off and all this stuff. So that's kind of how I start. And then, let's see, after that, I write down anything else that came through in the brain dump, right, during the meditation. But sometimes I've meditated up to an hour to 5 minutes at a time, which is nice, right? It's just kind of funny. So, and then I'll basically go and, so by this time I'm feeling good and productive and happy and right, all the things. And so, I'll have my, you know, green smoothie then. After that, get that going, which I have that right here, my green smoothie. And so, and then basically after that, like I'll kind of see, you know, what's, let's see, what else do I have? So then I prioritize my tasks. I make my list, get to work, and I'll try to knock out the 5 most critical tasks before I break for lunch. And then after that,
you're eating frogs in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Always eat the frogs for breakfast. The hardest things. And then I try to get outside and get some fresh air and then take a walk if I can. And I try not to be on my phone the whole time, but this is the time to respond to stuff if you need to and look around or whatever, but try not to be on your phone. Try to like give your brain, like, you know, do some breathing, get some fresh air, like go outside. So take at least 30 minutes, right? Up to an hour or whatever. And then prioritize the next 5 tasks. And so, you know, then and then also time batching, like time batching is key because it's basically taking up way less of your brain space. It ends up saving you time. It's kind of like when you hit the grocery store on the way home, right? So it's kind of like batching, right? You know what I mean? So time batching is like doing similar tasks in the same. And so that way your brain works on one thing and you're just going to be so much more productive. And that's like a productivity hack that I love to use. And then, and then I don't have snacks at the desk. Like I will have snacks in my office,
Ooh,
but
so
not
good.
at the desk. Yes. So yeah. And then always, I always keep a full bottle of water, here at my desk. And then I also have natural light, as you can see here in my office. And then making sure you're just taking care of yourself first, right? The morning routine, basically like helps you get going with your day and just feeling really good. And then, you know, if you're taking care of yourself first, you're going to be able to obviously take care of your work and then your kids or whatever, right? But you got to take care of yourself first. And like self-care is, you know, of utmost importance right now. And so definitely doing those things like working
Mm-hmm.
out, meditating, doing the brain dump, getting it out is just so
Mm-hmm.
helpful. And then prioritizing, and then time batching, and then getting out, getting fresh air. And then, yeah, having a cutoff, like cutting it off at 6 or cutting it off at whatever time, right? Because you really have to like shut it down. And as we know, working from home, it's so hard to do because then you're just like,
Absolutely.
you could just work infinitely, you know, but that, and that's like something I struggle with. But yeah, you kind of have to shut down, especially right now, and just go do something. And there's not a lot for us to do right now, you know, but go watch your TV or go whatever, but kind of try to like veg out, connect with your family and stuff like that. So that's my little routine. That's how I get
Oh,
going.
that's fantastic routine, and I love it. It's so important that you have schedule, and this is fantastic schedule to, you know, kind of follow and get your own ways of how to make your own. Obviously, you will adjust to what works for you. So, for example, in my case, I like to add, you know, I like to have every day I must listen to a rewiring session with Joe Dispenza. So
Yeah.
he's my favorite. So I always love to do it because it kind of puts me in the right thinking, because right now if I go to Facebook or anywhere else, I see all kind of fears and how many cases we have or all that. So I need to go back and rewire myself all the time and be like, okay, let's stay focused and let's be strong. Let's get over all of this because this is gonna be gone like very soon. You just have to stay put and do what it takes. I love the schedule because schedule will keep you busy. Because once you wake up, once you have your drinks and you exercise and you do your tasks and you do everything that you mentioned, it will keep you busy and you have less time to browse Facebook or anything else that will add to your anxiety.
Yeah.
Because especially if you never work from home, this is absolutely crazy for you time to actually start doing new things like this. But again, sometimes we try when we are unprepared, when we are pushed in a fire. How many times you were trying just because you didn't have any option? You just have to make it happen. So I absolutely love all these ideas. You absolutely inspire me to actually go back to Instagram and make it more, work on it more. As we tend to put Instagram on, I know you don't, but like so many, people feel like, okay, it's not time for Instagram, but maybe it is time for Instagram. People, Instagram is where right now so many are browsing there and seeing it might be that their platform, right? Because I'm such a Facebook person.
Yeah.
Sometimes I overlook other platforms that are not so me, right? Yeah. So, and I love that we went over a few things that people can make a plan on how to how to make their day better, how to look at their business, how to connect their audience, how to give value, and how to actually, feel still authentic and feel good about what is happening. And like put yourself from the outside world for a moment and just see what person in front of you needs. And it doesn't really matter if it's 100 people following you or 1,000 or 200,000 in your case. It is about the one person that will follow you, will get inspired, take action, and actually make their life better. Yes. So this was really fantastic, and I really thank you for all of these tips and everything. So where would you like people to go and follow you, or is there anything else you want them to look into or anything like that? Let us know.
Yeah. I am the Hackerette on Instagram. And then I'm Hackerette on Facebook. I'm actually going to be changing my name this week to Camelia.Britton. So, but we'll see. But you can find me. I'll have to link it back or whatever. But yeah, so that's where they can find me. And then my website is hackerette.com.
Yes, I absolutely love it. Well, thank you so much for actually coming and showing all these amazing ideas. Everybody here who is watching here on YouTube or in Facebook Conference for Entrepreneurs, or if you're on my profile, please go to Conference for Entrepreneurs Facebook group or follow me on Social SONJA TV on YouTube, and absolutely follow Kamelia on Hackerette.com and at Hackerette on Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else. So thank you so much, and really appreciate you coming. And everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this. Let us know in your comments what you think, and give us idea on what you are doing to overcome this disruptive times. What are you working on, or maybe one thing that you learned from this interview that you will be implementing right away. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon, everybody.